Good evening, guys, girls. Michael Peterson is back.
Yeah,
Michael
I'm back,
Peterson
baby, and ready to rock and roll.
He's got his hat on. He's got the fan going, so it ain't too cold down there. We got Tim,
No.
we got Brian, we got Keith, and you got yours truly, Rob, with you. Harris he may not make it tonight. We are not sure. If he's not here, I'll get his picks in a little while.
By the way, you
We got
can look it up,
7.
Tim, but I thought I heard once that the lowest person on the totem pole was actually the highest regarded or something, or most regarded, or highest power or whatever. It's not?
No.
What do I know?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I thought in reality
I changed my thing. But anyway, go ahead, Rob.
in social culture.
We had 8 games in college last week, and we stunk the damn joint up. If you've got an outhouse, we couldn't have smelled it up any damn worse. Keith, Tim, and Rob all got 1 right against the spread. Brian got double what we got. That's a way to look at it, Brian. I'm like twice as good as those assholes. All right. Over under, Keith got 5 out of 8. Tim 5 out of 8. Brian 5 out of 8. Yours truly, I got 7 out of 8 over unders. And Brian's going to tell us right now, straight up, how we did in college last week. Go for it, my friend.
I got. I was. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2. Rob, you were 5 and 3. Tim was 3 and 4.
3 and
1,
5.
2, 3, 3 and 5. Keith was 6 and 2. So we didn't do too bad straight up.
No. Now, Mike was being a smart ass before the show started and said, "Hey, Rob, I'm going to get these. So, Mike, we starting with you tonight. Here we go.
Mr. Smart.
All right. Ole Miss.
Banana power.
Ole Miss is going to Florida.
Yeah.
Now, who's favored by how much? Anybody has any clue?
I do, but I'm not going to say.
Ole Miss by 10. They're favored by 10 going to Florida. 55 and a hook, Michael Peterson.
55
and a hook for the over-under.
A lot of points. I have to tell you that. And after watching some of them in the last couple of weeks, I can understand it. Nobody plays defense. Ole Miss in Florida. It's probably going to be one of those games where it's going to be real close. Now you said Ole Miss by 10.
12, didn't you?
Yes.
That's too many.
10.
That's too many points. It's going to be a close game. Give me Florida. Give me the under.
All right, you want to give us a score? Throw us a score out, Mike.
24-20. 24-20.
24-20, and you saying Ole Miss wins. Ole Miss wins?
But Florida Cup, but won't win by 10.
Right. I got you. Tim.
Michael, as much as Florida gets out of their win against LSU, that's an absolute crap show at LSU. Ole Miss is not a crap show so far. Dart maybe throwing missiles all over this defense. Ole Miss 42, Florida 14.
Oh, wow.
All right. Tim being bold. He takes Ole Miss and he'll go with the over. Brian.
Ole Miss is 3-1 against the spread on the road. They're coming off a bye week. And Florida's coming off a big effort to upset LSU. And like you said, Jackson Dart is throwing darts. He's 177.2 pass rating. I never really understood pass rating, but that sounds pretty good to me. Florida, if they still had Graham Mertz, I would give them a chance, but they don't. And DJ Lajaway throws about 20% lower completion rate that Graham Mertz was doing. So I'm not giving Florida much a chance in this game. I've got Ole Miss 31, Florida 20.
31-20. That will be Ole Miss and an under. This is our first game, Harris, so we're just catching up with you, bud. Keith.
I'll go Ole Miss 33-17.
33-17. Keith goes with Ole Miss in the under. Ole Miss 10-point favorites at Florida, Harris. 55 and a hook.
Ole Miss 37-17.
37-17. That's 54, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Harris will go with the Ole Miss and the under. And somebody's been looking at my paper again, guys. Yeah, Ole Miss is the real deal. I'm sorry. Florida may have tripped over a banana peel and won a game here and there, but they're not that good. They're going to be looking for a coach, maybe not this year, but next year. He's short. He's got a short leash. 34-20 is my Ole Miss score. Ole Miss wins by 14. I will just go under the total.
I think in that metaphor, they are the banana peel, aren't they?
I guess they would be the banana peel, but I guess they tripped up on the banana peel and actually won one. So all right. So Mike, you already got your chance to prove 1-0 right there if you get it. So we'll give you another chance right here in a second. Tim, Indiana, the Hoosiers, undefeated. They're getting no respect. They're the Rodney Dangerfield of college football. They're going to Ohio State. They're going to the real deal. They're 12.5-point underdogs. Ohio State's a favorite in this ball game. 51.5. Tell me what's going to happen there.
What I think is going to happen is that I think Indiana's going to watch some film. And heck, if I don't want to say that Ohio State's offense has not been so explosive this year. So I think that's a little bit high, and Indiana's got a chip on their shoulders. I was 9 the last time that Indiana beat Ohio State in a football game.
Yeah.
In 1988, I believe, was the last time that when Anthony Johnson was the running back for Indiana.
Okay.
5% cash back is just the
Excuse me.
Okay, so anyway, Ohio State will win the game. I'll say it's going to be, something like 21-13.
All right. So Tim will go with Indiana and the under. Brian.
Well, this is the biggest game in Indiana's history, I'm sure. Their defense is almost as good as Ohio State. They're allowing 11.3 points per average last 4 games. And their quarterback, Curtis Rourke, is, along with Will Howard, Ohio State's quarterback, the 2 highest rated quarterbacks in the Big Ten. 29-game losing streak to Ohio State. Ohio State, the first half of the season, I thought their offensive line was kind of a problem, a weak link. But along about certainly by the time they got to Penn State, they had fixed that. And their offensive line is playing really, really well. Ibuka and Smith, the 2 wide receivers, are outstanding. They got 18 touchdowns between themselves. Ohio State's defense is still number 1, and I think it's still improving. They were allowing 10 points a game. Last few games, they're allowing 9 points a game. So I've got Ohio State winning 28-20. I've got Indiana covering, and I think there will be a big effort here because they're going to try to still get in the playoffs. If they get beat by about 20 or 30 points, their chances playoffs are shot.
Yeah. I'm with you. And even if they lose by 10, it's no guarantee they're going to be in, but at least they got that chance of, they got that Tennessee chance of at least being there.
Yep.
Keith.
I think this is going to be a pretty good game. I think Indiana's good enough to win. I'm going to pick Ohio State to win by 3. 27-24.
27-24. 51 the hook. So Keith just goes under the hook there. So we'll go Keith, Indiana, and under. Harris.
And unless Michael's reading my mind, I'm probably the only one in the country that's going to say this. Indiana, 31-30.
31-30. Indiana.
I think Indiana's for real. I mean, they've been blowing everybody out, and I know they haven't played a lot of good teams, but Ohio State really hasn't either. And I just comparatively, I just think that they
beat Purdue 45-0. So,
yeah, but I mean, Indiana's blown out almost everybody they played.
I think this is the one time that this is the only game it reminds me of. The Super Bowl 22 when Doug Williams was it 22 when Doug Williams was quarterbacking. I think we're going to see the back end of Indiana's defense, their safeties and their cornerbacks. I think they're going to get a lesson taught to them right here. 31-18, Ohio State wins. I think it's going to be 24-18. The last minute or two, they're going to score a touchdown. So I think it's going to be a good game. But I think Ohio State, I will take them, and I will go with the under in this ball game. That's 49. Yep. Mike.
Oh, you guys. You know what the difference is in this game? 100,000 screaming Ohio State fans. You guys think Indiana is going to keep it close and blah, blah, blah. Ohio State is going to blow them out. Ohio State 38, Indiana 17. There.
38-17. Mike goes.
And Harris, if he's right, you got to wear a hat next week that says Michael is God. You know.
I'm close enough, baby.
All right, that's we got two games in the belt. But Brian, now we got Kentucky traveling to Texas. Earlier in the year, this would have been a game. Not anymore. 20.5 points is what Texas is giving up in this ball game. 47 and a hook. Brian, can Texas cover 20 and a hook?
Well, the last time Kentucky as a double-digit underdog, last three times they are 3-0 against the spread as a double-digit underdog. But their last three SEC games, they kind of been blown out by 2 scores or more. Their quarterback's kind of average. They're going to have to try to run the ball against a defense that only allows 3 yards per carry. And Texas's secondary is very, very good. And they got great quarterback themselves. So I'm going with Texas in this game. I don't think it will be close. Texas 32, Kentucky 14.
32-14. That's 18 points. So you go take Kentucky? 20 and a hook?
Oh yeah, it's 20.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stay with that. I think it's going to be.
So you'll take Kentucky.
I think it'll be a game, but I don't think it'll be by 20.
Yeah. All right. What was your score again?
32-14.
32-14 is 46 all day long. You're going with the under. 47.5 is the total in this game. Keith.
Been a really good year for Texas, first year in the SEC, and I think that's something that probably means a lot to them. I think they'll stay unbeaten, and I have a feeling you'll see a big performance from Texas this week, 38-10.
38-10. Keith will go with Texas in the over by a half point. How about that? Harris.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas in the over myself, 39-17.
39-17. And Harris goes with Texas in the over. You know what? I really think that Kentucky's going to put an effort out here. I don't know. We're going to see. I think there's a good chance if Texas is up 3 touchdowns, they're going to let off the pedal a little bit. They got to know they got to be pretty healthy to go to the SEC championship. That's the only thing I think is going to keep Kentucky close here. And this is not close. 33-16. Texas over Kentucky. So I'm taking Kentucky in this ball game. And I am going at 49. I'm going with the over here. I'm going with the over. Michael.
Guys, this is Kentucky. Kentucky. Wait a minute, let me see if I can get my hands out here. Kentucky, Texas. Okay? Come on. This is
not East Coast, West Coast.
It's not even a question of that. This is going to be so bad that Arch may get into this game. Texas 49, Kentucky 10.
Wow. Mike has got the blowout going here.
I've got a
All right,
blowout.
Tim.
That
I'll at least join you in the 40 club for Texas. 42-20 Texas over
42.
Kentucky.
All right, so he does agree to the point where he'll take Texas in the over. We'll go to Keith. Colorado, the Buffaloes playing very well right now. I'm not sure there's a better team right now in the Big 12 than Colorado. They're a 3-point favorite going to Kansas, who just pulled an upset of, I'm not going to say monumental,
No,
but they beat BYU last week. With Colorado traveling to Kansas, Colorado's a 3-point favorite, 59 and a hook for the points. How about that? They're expecting a few to be scored.
Gee whiz, that's a lot of points.
They're expecting it.
I don't know where they get that from. I'll say Colorado 27-20.
27-20. Keith says Colorado, and he'll go with the under. Harris.
Let's go Colorado 41-27.
41-27 will be 68. So Harris will go with Colorado in the over. Yeah. Keith pretty much looked at my paper. Nah. 3 points. I'm going to say they win by 4. I think Kansas is going to actually show up for this game. They're at home. They want a good bowl. They've got a chance here. I won't be surprised if we see the upset. But Shedeur Sanders, if the wide receiver stays healthy and probably wins the Heisman, they're going to be fine right here. If one of them gets hurt, they're going to be in trouble.
Doesn't Kansas have to win out to get to a bowl, though?
Yes.
There's only 2 more games, so they have 4 wins. Yeah,
They
they
have
have
to
to
win
win.
this one, though. 27-23. Colorado wins in a squeaker.
So they wouldn't be
And
bowl eligible then.
No.
Yeah. So I'm going Colorado in the under. Michael.
Harris, that's gonna be a new coach down there in Cityland.
You had to go there.
Not going to be Deion Sanders. We can talk about that.
It's gonna be Deion Sanders. Don't tell me that.
Nope.
No,
Brian,
Deion's going to the
did I get
Giants.
a confirmation that this game is going to be played in the home of the Chiefs?
Yes. At Arrowhead.
Yeah. And you know what? Colorado's going to spoil it for them. Colorado 31, Kansas 20. And Tony Storm just retired from AEW.
Yeah, I
Oh.
kind of read something about that. We'll see how long that lasts.
Tim, how good
Right.
is that pitcher that the Cubs traded for today?
Who they trade?
A reliever from the Indians or Guardians. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
you're
probably
right.
since the guy that they got was a Double-A player, probably not very good.
Yeah, it's not even double A, single A.
Single life, yeah. So who knows? He could be something, but they know more than I do when it gets to that level. Anyway,
He says,
Kansas has played all their games close, and I think it'll happen where Colorado will probably be up 3 late. They'll kick the field goal and hold Kansas on the final drive to get a 6-point win. I'll say like 21 to or 20 to 14.
20-14. Do you like Colorado?
Yes.
All right. Tim going with the under. All right, Brian, tell us why Kansas can pull it up there.
Well, their season turned around about a month ago, and they struggled early because their quarterback, Jalen Daniels, was struggling. But he's not struggling now. They got big wins over BYU last week. The week before that, they beat Iowa State. That was a big win as well. The problem they've got, if you watch this game, watch Devin Neal. He is Kansas's all-time leading rusher in their history. And KU has had some running backs, John Riggins, Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
yes,
The guy he beat out is, I think his name was Miles Sanders or something like that. But Devin Neal is outstanding. He's from Lawrence, grew up in the shadow of their stadium. Okay, the problem I see in this game though is that when KU allows a 250-yard passing game, they're 1-3 straight up, and holding Shedeur Sanders to under 250 yards is going to be a tall task because Colorado's got more good receivers than KU has good defensive backs. Now KU's got a couple of good receivers themselves, but Colorado's got a bunch of good receivers. And I don't think there's enough talent in that secondary to keep up with all of them. So I think Colorado will win a close game. Colorado 30, Kansas 27. Now, the reason I don't think
-3. Can you give up one way or the other? It's 3 points. Is it a line?
Oh, okay. Colorado 31.
31-27.
But I do think Colorado's going to.
Maybe the New York Giants' new quarterback next year.
I played this game in Fast Drive Football this morning, and with updated ratings for this year, Colorado won the game pretty easily. But I don't think it's going to be an easy win for Colorado. But let me say something about Deion Sanders and the Cowboys. There is no way. Deion wants to primarily go where his son goes, and that could be Las Vegas. If Las Vegas drafts his son, I think there's a good chance he would take that job, and Vegas would give him that job. The Cowboys, on the other hand, he would not go to Dallas and play for Jerry Jones.
Oh, yes, he
would. He is an old school coach. He wants control of the situation, and the last thing he'll have under Jerry Rolls is control over anything. So he will not go to Dallas. No way.
I agree.
If I'm wrong, but is Chip Kelly and Warren Sapp both on his coaching staff?
No, Chip Kelly's at Ohio State.
Ohio State.
But he does have a couple of former coaches.
Warren Sapp.
It might be Warren Sapp, but there's another guy, I think.
Yeah, Warren Sapp, he's a defensive line and defensive coordinator assistant or something. Yeah, he's
I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah, it should be a good game. All right, we going to this one right here. I don't know why the line is the way it is. BYU is heading to Arizona State. Arizona State is favored by 3.5 points in this ball game at Arizona State, 48 and a hook.
I don't get it.
That's what throwed up Tuesday morning to me. Arizona State, 3.5 point favorites against BYU. I guess they feel like BYU may be coming since they lost last week. Maybe they're like,
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Well,
Because-
I'm going BYU 23-20.
23-20. Tell us why, Tim.
They beat
Kansas State.
good Kansas State team. They beat UCF, and then they beat Oklahoma State by 3 touchdowns. So they're on a winning streak.
Okay.
What are they at? 7 wins or something?
Arizona State is give me a second.
8-2.
8-2?
8-2.
Okay, so that's probably why this game's closer than what you might think.
Okay. You know what? BYU's got so much pressure to win this game, and they're going to have to put some style points up. I don't think they want to win by 3 points here in this ball game and trip up going into the Big 12 championship. I think they're going to blow this team out of the water. 39-17. I'm going to go with a blowout here. I'm going to say BYU blues Arizona State out of the water. BYU in the over. Mike.
I am totally on the opposite end of the world. I think the reason why this is going to happen is Arizona State's the home team. Warm weather, baby. BYU is so used to playing in the cold and the stuff, and they play better in the cold. Arizona State in the upset, it's going to be Arizona State 30, BYU 17, and BYU season is off to one of those minor bowl games.
All right. Mike goes with Arizona State and the under. Break your tie, Tim.
I mean, hey, nothing beats momentum this time of the year. So looks like Arizona State's got it, especially after early in the season, he probably told me they'd beat Kansas State. I was like, nope. So who knows? They might be onto something. And you know what? Unfortunately, I don't know if BYU is going to be down, but I'll say this: 21-20 Arizona State.
All right, so you'll take BYU in the 3.5 points then.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim, 21-20, he'll go with the under 48.5. Brian.
Arizona State is a hot team right now. We've been talking about that. Sam Levitt in the last 3 games against good teams has thrown 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. They got a big running back, number 4, Cam Scatabo. If they get him going, BYU is in serious trouble. BYU is 4-0 against the spread as an underdog, so that's a little scary. But I think this could be really a classic game. It might be the best game of the weekend.
Okay.
I got Arizona State 27, BYU 26.
27-26.
Okay.
That is 53. So Brian goes with BYU in the over. Keith.
I'm going to go with Arizona State 23-17.
23-17. Keith takes Arizona State and the cover, and he's going with the under. All right, comes to me now. The Army, the Armed Services has got Army showing up this week, going to Notre Dame. Army undefeated. Notre Dame with a 1 loss. They can ill afford a loss too. Notre Dame 17-point favorite right here in this ball game, 44.5. And I'm sorry, Dad, don't be mad at me, sir. Our Army just cannot keep up with this team. This is a team that's got a lot of good receivers, got a lot of good runners, and their defense is not bad. Army's defense is very, very good. I don't doubt that. But speed is not taught. Speed is a killer. 42-20, and Notre Dame kills Army's chances of moving on. But I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Notre Dame, and I'll go with the over. Mike.
Who's oh crap? Who's the home team for this one? Even though
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is.
And they're playing at Notre Dame. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the only good thing I gotta say about Army this week, even though I love the way they're playing, have you seen their uniforms against Navy? They are gonna be so awesome. Nobody notices these things. I do. Unfortunately, they're going against Notre Dame. And I don't know. I would love to see a close game. Ain't going to happen. Notre Dame 34, Army, I'm going to give 10.
34-10. So Mike goes with Notre Dame and the under by a half point. 44.5 is the total. Tim?
Yeah.
Kind of like your 10 total there, although I might raise you on 2 points. I'll say 40-12.
40-12.
I just love their new uniforms
Tim
against
takes
Navy.
Notre Dame and the over. Brian.
All right, Notre Dame has got a great defense. They've only allowed 14-plus points 1 time this year. The running back, Jeremiah Love, is from CBC in Missouri. In St. Louis, led his high school team to 2 straight state championships, so I was kind of familiar with him. Army, though, they lost the last 3 games to Notre Dame by an average of 31 points. And Notre Dame blew out Navy hugely. But Navy was just, we talked about, they were just too light in the pants. They were just too small. They were pushed around by Notre Dame. Army is not too small. There are 2 defensive tackles who are 300 pounds. They got some 300-pounders on their offensive line. I think they're not going to get blown out like Navy did. I do think they will cover. I've got Notre Dame 30, Army 17.
30-17. So you'll take Army 47, and you'll go with the over. And Keith.
Wow, I had Notre Dame 27-17.
27-17. So Keith will take Army. and the under by 0.5 point. Harris.
I guess I'm the only one taking upsets this week. I'm going to take Army to win this game, 23-21.
23-21. Army straight up and the under.
I heard they run if they run CBS Sports Network.
They're not going to get pushed around like Navy did.
Do what?
Army's not going to get pushed around like Navy got pushed.
Probably not. I just think 17 was a little light, though. I thought it might be as much as 22 or 3. But, Mike, you get to start the last one as well. Alabama, the Crimson Tide, they're 14-point favorites. Heading down to Boomer Schooner territory, Oklahoma. Alabama, 14-point favorites at Oklahoma, 47 and a hook.
47.
Right.
That's a lot of points. Oklahoma has nothing much to brag about this year. Alabama's probably playing for something. They always do. And
Playoffs. They're playing for a playoff berth.
I think Alabama's going to win, but it's Alabama 35, Oklahoma 14.
35-14 is 49. Mike will take Alabama in the over.
Yeah.
Tim.
That was about what my score was going to be. 31-13 Alabama.
Mhm.
31-13. So Tim will go with the under, though, just because of it's under 47. Brian.
Alabama is coming out blowout victories at Wisconsin and at LSU. They have road losses at Vandy and Tennessee. Oklahoma comes at you with a high percentage passing attack. They don't throw the ball too far downfield, but they do throw the ball quite a bit with Jackson Arnold. The rush defense is very good, 2.9 yards per carry that they allow. But sometimes I have a theory about teams who play against unusual offenses. They kind of adapt, their defense also kind of adapts to defending short passes like what Oklahoma does, and maybe not so good against long passes. And Alabama can throw the ball downfield. And I think that's going to be the difference in this game. I think Alabama and Monroe will have some success throwing the ball downfield, and I think Alabama wins, but does not cover. 32-20.
32-20. So Brian will take Oklahoma, but he will go with the over here. Keith.
Alabama 44, Oklahoma 6.
Oh!
44-6.
Cameron's right up there.
He said the ass whooping's going to occur, and it's going to be the last game of the week. All right, Harris.
And I thought I was bad, 37-10.
37-10.
Man.
37-10. Harris has got it, and he's going with the under. You know what? I'm going to take his home team to show up in this game. They're not going to win, but I think they're going to keep it within a field goal, maybe a touchdown at the end. I don't see this game being a blowout. I just think Oklahoma has to show some pride sometime, and this is the time to do it. 26-22. Alabama will win. They will not cover. I will take Oklahoma in this ball game, and I will go with the over. All righty. Now we go to NFL. NFL Week 12. And this week, what did we do? For picks, Tim got 7, Keith got 8, Harris got 8, Brian got 9, and I got 8. Over unders, I got 5, Brian got 6, Harris got 4, Keith got 9, and Tim got 6, and that's the way it worked.
See,
let's see with
low man on the totem pole.
Huh?
See, Keith, low man on the totem pole.
We're
Let's
getting
see.
better every week.
Did we
We're
get
straight
wrong? I had the Green Bay Packers lock of the week straight up. They just did beat the Bears. Tim had Minnesota, and they took care of the Titans. Keith had Houston. They took care of business against the Cowboys, and Brian had Detroit, and that was a rout over the Jaguars.
Florida as well. 52-6
Oh yeah, it was, and I still can't figure out how some of these coaches are keeping their jobs, especially the Jaguars, off this week. That was a perfect time to fire their coach, but they did not.
Have any more pieces of sheet metal fallen out of the AT&T Stadium?
The sky is falling.
Yeah.
All right,
Blame that on the general manager of the team too.
It'll land on Jerry's head.
Mike, guess what? A 2 rolled up. I was going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 2 rolled up. We're going to let you start NFL. Week 12. Steelers, 5-point favorites. Going to the Cleveland Browns. Brownie the Elf, or whoever the elf better show the hell up this week. 40 is the over-under.
Bernie the Elf ain't going to show up for nothing. Bernie's not doing his magic. The Groper's gone. You got Jameis. Jameis, our hero. It's Thursday night. Sucks. Steelers, 31. The Cleveland Gropers, 10.
31-10. And Mike will take the Steelers and the over. We go with Tim.
All right, just I believe I saw a weather tip on this. This was as low as 36 for a total, and the reason why is 40 degrees, 85% chance of rain, and 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, I heard it.
The Groper's gone. We ain't got to worry about that.
The Groper is gone. This is going to be a low-scoring game,
And it's Thursday night.
Steelers 16, Browns 6.
Oh, God.
16
That
to
bad?
Yes.
Yeah, Tim will go with the Steelers and the under.
I'd rather watch AEW for crying out loud.
Brian.
Okay. Cleveland, is Myles Garrett going to play? He didn't play last week because of hip injury. Is he playing?
He played last week.
Probably not.
Myles Garrett did play last week, didn't
Oh, he did?
He did, yeah.
Okay, so
He didn't show up much, but
He didn't show up.
He had 3 sacks the week before, and I thought, man, he's going to be off and running.
Yeah. I think
Long pass to Judy last week, 89-yard touchdown pass. MVS had a 71-yard touchdown pass. But Pittsburgh has just got too much all over the field for Cleveland. They've only allowed 17-plus points 2 times this year. Russell Wilson's taken a few sacks, but he's not throwing interceptions. And a win here for Pittsburgh means 21 straight winning seasons for Mike Tomlin. I got Pittsburgh winning the game 21-10.
21-10. Brian will take the Steelers and the under. Keith.
I just have a feeling Cleveland's going to keep this one close for some reason. But Pittsburgh will win 14-13.
14-13. So Keith will take the Browns, but still go with the under. Harris.
This game's perfect for Pittsburgh the way it fell for them. After that tough game Sunday against Baltimore, it's almost like having a bye week this week. Pittsburgh 27-9.
27-9. And that's 36. And I'm saying somebody's looking at my damn paper again.
Me?
No.
Yeah,
I think in the infamous words of my mom, we was watching TV one time and watching football, and I said, that's called a pick six. And she said, that's a pink six? I said, yeah, it's a pink six. So I think we're going to see a pink six in this ball game by the Steelers. 23-9 is my score.
Well, if it gets the coach fired, I guess it could be a pink six.
Yeah, it could be a pink slip, right? Yeah. I will take the Steelers, and I will go with the under. All right, let's go to the Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern games. Tim, Titans, going to the Texans. Texans are 7.5-point favorites. 41.5 is all they saying.
Right. I'll say this, though. Tennessee hung tough with Minnesota. I was completely expecting that to be a blowout, but they only won by 10, and Levis looked like he's kind of turned it around a little bit.
Yep.
Texans need to, and this will be week 2 with Nico Collins back. So I think he'll get a little bit better. I'll say Texans 24, Titans 12.
24, 12, 36. Tim will take the Texans, and he will go with the under. Brian.
Well, Tennessee has lost 4 of their last 5 games by double digits. I do think if Tennessee hangs around with Houston, Houston's not been a very good fourth quarter team. They would have a chance. You mentioned Nico Collins is back. So is their running game. Mixon has been terrific. Houston is playing a team that cares this week. Tennessee still cares. Dallas does not care. So it's going to be a little tougher this week for Houston. But I do think they win the game, and I got them winning 28-9.
The Texans 28-9.
Yes.
That is Brian goes with Texans and under. Keith.
I'll go Houston 26, Tennessee 17.
26-17. That is 43. So Keith will take your Texans and go with the over in this ball game.
Yeah, I'm going to stretch that just a little bit more. Let's go 33-17.
33-17. Harris goes with the Texans and over. Yeah. What was your score again, Keith?
26-17.
I'm pretty close to where you're at. I'm going to take the Texans 28-16 in this ball game, and I just will go just a little bit with the over. Michael.
Daniel Berry?
I forgot to mention one thing about the Groper. I forgot he has a new friend. I forgot he has a new friend in the prison. And, you know, him and Mr. Diddy can party and grope all day. And he can poison them and oil them.
They've probably met each other before.
Nah. Houston, you know.
Groper and soap on the rope.
He's probably been to one of those parties or more.
Houston's coming off a short week, but look who they play. So we don't have to discuss that. Joe Mixon's going to have a nice game. It's going to be the Texans 30, the Vikings 10.
The Titans.
Or the Titans. You can take the Titans. Yeah. 30-10. Mike will
Just
take
say Oilers.
The Texans over whoever the hell they're playing in, care who, and the under. We are going to Brian now. Brian, the Vikings slid by the Titans last week. 3 games in a row they're on the road. This is their 3rd game in a row. 3rd week in a row they're on the road. One of the few times that happens all year. But the Vikings going home after this week. 4-point favorites going to Chicago to play the Bears. 40 and a hook. Brian.
Okay, it is a hard thing to go to 3 straight road games. But I think Minnesota is kind of putting it together. I've been talking about Sam Darnold turning into a pumpkin around Halloween season, but he's coming. He did a little bit, but he's kind of coming out of it. He had a 47-yard touchdown pass last week, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think the Vikings are going to pounce on a wounded bear and win this game, 21-17. That's 4 points, though. Did you say they're favored by 4?
4.
No. Well, I got to change that. Let's go 22-17.
22-17. It'll be 39. So Brian will take Vikings and the under. Keith.
Well, after the Bears gave up that Hail Mary to Washington, that next week when they went to Arizona, they looked really flat. And now they get beat on that blocked field goal after actually putting up a decent effort against Green Bay. And Williams had made some plays there late in the game. He was distributing the ball to all his weapons in that game and found them all a couple times. They had Swift and Moore both working pretty good out of the backfield even at times. So I don't know. I mean, the Bears could use that to carry forward against another division opponent and play tough, or they could have that another letdown. And I don't know. It's just I wonder how much longer Eberflus can keep that locker room. I usually watch the Bears play because that's my dad's team, but I have a feeling the Vikings are going to be too much for them this week, and I'll take Minnesota 24-13.
24-13.
I forgot to say, Chicago's got a new OC, and he made some changes that were pretty good.
He did, yeah.
They rolled Caleb Williams
Well,
out,
they had their 2 offensive tackles back too, and that helped a
and
lot.
that was helpful.
Protecting,
But
yeah.
he was doing quicker throws and not taking the sacks like he was taking before. So he's made some good changes. I just don't know if the Bears are going to win any more games looking at their schedule.
Harris.
If they are going to win games, it's not going to be this week. Minnesota 31-17.
31-17. Harris goes with the Vikings in the over. And yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with Keith. I think the Bears will give an effort, a spirited effort, but I just don't know how much effort you can give. If, like you say, if you start thinking before the game starts, hell, we didn't got our asses beat. Vikings cover this ball game 24-16. That's what I've got. I will take the Vikings. Yeah, 24-16. I will go with the under. Michael.
2 breaking stories just while I'm listening to you guys. First off, the NL Cy Young has been determined.
Yes.
And we,
the chat here.
who?
Chris Sale.
Sale wins it, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ellen DeGeneres is moving to England.
Oh, really? Ellen
Yeah.
DeGeneres is moving to England officially.
With her wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is she
Anyway.
married to?
Oh, what the hell was her?
No longer married, I don't think.
I
I
don't
know
care.
Anne Hesh is
Still
it
married.
had died already.
Anyway,
So it wasn't her.
Anyway, the
Portia
important things. Caleb Williams is going to get really messed up by the
Portia.
Minnesota defense. Vikings will pick them off 3 times. They'll score. Maybe they'll get a pick 6 out of one of them. Vikings 28, Bears 17.
28-17, and that will be Michael. Go with Vikings and over. Go against the sir, Tim.
Nope. 28-20 Vikings.
28-20, they cover, and it be the over. All right. All right, Tim. I mean, Keith, this is the one you got to pull your
Portia de Rossi.
Yes.
Portia de
Oh,
Rossi.
Portia
Yeah,
de Rossi. Yeah.
de Rossi. All right. Pull your bootstraps up, Keith.
Oh,
The
gosh, hold on.
Cowboys.
Ah,
Cowboys.
here we go.
Cowboys heading to Washington to play the Commanders.
Oh, God.
9.5 point favorites. The last
Is that
time,
all?
huh?
Is that all?
The
That's
last time Washington was a 9.5 point favorite was in 1941. No,
Mm, yeah. No, that was the year they got beat by 73 points in the
Yeah.
championship.
Seems like-
I've
yeah,
got
that-
'em at 11 now.
yeah, it probably is. Yeah, when they lost 73-0. Yeah, at
That must have
45.
been- was that right after Pearl Harbor or something?
Well, that would have been 19.
Or
I'll
after.
look up when that game was.
Yeah, a couple of explosions.
You know, of course, Washington should cover that this week, but I hope they don't play down to the Cowboys the way they do sometimes. I'm going to say Washington does win, and I just don't know if Dallas is really trying too hard right now. I mean, maybe they are and just can't compete. I don't know, but
They're not trying too hard.
I,
They're out partying after they lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I'm
not
going to
doing-
go ahead and say Washington wins this game, kind of like they did some of their other ones when they're winning comfortably, 31 to 10.
31-10. So
By the way, that
Keith-
was the 1940 NFL championship game. That was 73-0, not 1940.
Hey, when was it played?
Let's see.
Was it
here.
late that year?
hold on. Let me see. It was played on December 8th. So
Was that the one that was indoors?
What's that?
Was that the
Okay,
one
so-
that was indoors?
No, it was at Griffith Stadium.
Oh, was that Griffin? Okay.
Washington.
Harris,
You know,
tell
the
us why
only
you
thing,
Cowboys. Tell us
the
why
only
you
thing
Cowboys.
Cowboys got going for them this week is they're not playing at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best thing in the world. But it's not going to make a difference. As painful as it is to say, 34-15 Washington.
34-15. Harris takes Washington and the over.
I mean, how much would you even be willing to bet that McCarthy is the coach next year?
I'm surprised he's still a coach right now.
Oh, please.
This pick right here is under the assumption that the kid that's quarterbacking for the Cowboys stays in there and doesn't get pulled for Lance. If they pull him and put Lance in there, I think it's a 30-point blowout. I think Lance sucks. But Cooper Rush, whatever his name is, he's not a bad quarterback. Washington gets a scare in this ball game. They really do. 29-23. I got a Washington winning this ball game, so I'll take the Cowboys, and I will go with the over this week. Washington will be trailing at halftime.
The one
Right.
thing that I
You know what I'm thinking. I'm saying it, and I'm going to say it again. Your new head coach for the Dallas Cowgirls in 2025, because he's going to take Sanders with him, is Deion Sanders.
Never
Wrong.
I'll give you that one.
happened.
Words.
Will
I
not
listen
happen.
to 105.
You got better chance of Jimmy Johnson coming out first.
Oh, wait, he's just turned 81.
if you're wrong, Michael, you got to wear a cowboy hat to every picture.
I have a cowboy hat, yes, ready and waiting. But you know what? I think Lance is going to get some action. But you know what? Micah Parsons better shut the hell up, because Jake Daniels is going to put a number on him. Washington 37, Cowgirls 6.
37-6. And that's still under. So
Blowout City.
I
Mike goes
let
with
a few
Commanders
more
and the
field
under.
goals out, Aubrey. He is my fantasy kicker this week.
Tim.
So, Michael, you almost sounded like a Chris Jericho promo from 1999.
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
What the hell?
Hi, guys.
Is that a wrestler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, his dad played for the Rangers, New York Rangers.
Yeah, New York Rangers hockey team.
Mhm. Ted Land.
Oh, what? I
Ted
saw
Irvine.
something about that new Trump's cabinet pick for Department of Education has a wrestling tie, doesn't she?
Yeah, Linda McMahon.
Yeah.
Linda
Linda
McMahon.
McMahon, Georgia
Yeah.
Education.
And she just left her.
last time.
She just left her husband yesterday too.
She
Oh,
did.
they split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her,
Linda McMahon, Georgia
Jennifer Jones.
Education.
Well, I guess she got tired of sharing. I don't know.
And let's just say this to continue the Chris Jericho 1999 promo: the Dallas Cowboys will never, ever be the same again.
Again.
After a 31-11 scorigami game.
Oh, you think it's origami?
31-11
I'm saying that for
and
Thanksgiving.
42. Tim
Yes.
will go with Commanders and the under. Brian.
Okay, Jerry Jones said yesterday he does not need to see Lance at quarterback.
Okay.
So they're going to stay with Cooper Rush. Another reason Deion Sanders is not going to Dallas is because Ashton Genty of Boise State, running back, has already said publicly he wants to play for the Cowboys because he's got family in Texas.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys need a running back. Do you?
You think?
Yes.
I thought they had
I could not
Ezekiel
believe
They
they
did
would
get a
decided to
man.
bring Ezekiel Elliott back.
This,
last year.
their season, Dallas' season is in free fall. The stadium's falling apart. The team's falling apart, and they don't care. They're out partying the night they lose. That I'm talking about the number one receiver and the other guy with him.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. NFL teams
Oh my
are
God.
Every time NFL teams are double-digit underdogs this year, it's happened 5 times. They've lost all 5. So I don't see Cowboys with their attitude changing that. Well, I think this will be a good game for Jalen Daniels to get back on track. And I'll say this about
former D coordinator. Do you think that offers them any motivation at all, or?
yeah, but I want to say this. I do miss Mike Allegretti on your Washington offensive line, and I do miss Wiley, the tackle on your offensive line. I know the Chiefs can't keep everybody, but boy, they could use them now these days. All right, I've got Washington winning 32-16.
32-16. Brian will take Commanders and the over. We got a Harris. The New England Patriots are going to head down to Miami, down to the South Beach. 7.5-point favorites are the Dolphins. 45 and a hook. Go for it, Harris.
You know, as long as Tua stays healthy, the Dolphins continue to roll. You know, but like I said before, the man's one hit away from killing himself. Let's go Miami 28-13.
28-13 at is 41. So Harris will take the Dolphins and the under. Yeah. Look, the Patriots are probably the most surprising team as far as getting something from a rookie quarterback this year. Probably he may even be the best quarterback this year, not named Nix. I think he's Daniels is.
It's been a good crop, actually.
It is a pretty good crop. Nix is probably the rookie of the year right now. But I tell you what, this kid from New England keeps them in ball games. He will keep them into the game until right at the end. 26-17, Dolphins win. That's 43. So I will take Dolphins and the under. Go for it, Michael.
Oh, this is a typical AFC East matchup, and they're playing in Miami, so hopefully it'll be warm. So that means it's going to be maybe a pretty exciting game. And usually when those two teams play, strange things happen. But I think the Dolphins will win, but it's going to be a last-second field goal. 24-21 Miami.
24-21 Miami.
You want to go as far as overtime, Mike?
That's 40.
No, I think it's going to be with 3 seconds left in the game. They'll call timeout.
2.4. Yeah.
They'll call timeout and set it up and game over.
So Mike can take your Patriots and go under since it's 7.5. Tim.
If that happens, my message at the bottom will be all hail Michael Peterson. If that does happen.
All hail.
Yes. I see this one. Miami has something to prove, and they're going to prove it. 34-16.
34-16 is 50 points.
50 points,
Yeah.
yeah.
Miami's number what? Number 5 in the playoff hunt?
Tim will take Dolphins. He'll go with the over. Brian.
Okay, Tua had his best game last week. They won their 4 past home games against New England. New England, since they gave the players-only meeting and they got called out by their coach, they've been playing a lot better, and they've changed. You know, they started the season out needing to run the ball to win games with Stevenson, but now they're kind of a high-volume passing team with Drake May, who's played very well, 67%, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So I think New England will make this a pretty close game. Is Miami favored by 7? Did you say?
7.5.
7.5. So I got Miami winning 24-17, but I think New England will cover.
All right, 24-17. It'll be 41. That will be Brian. We'll take the Patriots in the under.
Hold on. Before it starts, Keith, before you start, Denver has the last playoff spot at 6-5 for the AFC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say something about Jacksonville and them not firing Doug Peterson. Somebody said that he got from an inside source that the owner feels like it's just If he fires Peterson, it's just like rearranging the chairs on the Titanic. It's not going to make any difference.
Oh,
That's what he said.
Mm.
Okay,
I
Sean.
think Sean better stick to AEW for the rest of the year.
We'll let you go now, Keith.
Okay. I think, yeah, Tua can make a difference, and he coming off a good game. But Dolphins 4-6, and I kind of think they are what their record says they are. I don't really think that they're that great of a team. I think New England is a little better than what their record says, and May has been playing well. And the Patriots defense, I think, can get kind of feisty and make some trouble for teams as well. I just have a feeling the Patriots are going to go down there and have a good day, and they're going to win this game 31-23.
31-23. Keith has the upset special there. Patriots and the over. Now heading back to me right here.
Did Harris pick this game?
Harris has already picked it.
Okay.
Yeah, Harris went with the Dolphins. This one's Brian's listening to this one real close. The Chiefs, 11.5-point favorites. So it was Tuesday morning. I've heard it's high as 15 in some places now. We'll see what happens. But 11.5 going to the Panthers. Blowout. 38-0. I'll take the Chiefs and the under just because I don't think the Panthers score a point in this game. 38-0. I'll take it. Mike.
Oh my God. Brian, your team should be ashamed of yourself last week. You let Josh Allen run that ball, and he was like a pinball. He was like one of those pinballs. Boing, boing, boing. And he stood up the whole time. Okay?
He's the new best player in the NFL.
Oh, here we go.
33-28 I called last week.
Oh,
So
here we go.
you think he's the best player in the NFL right now?
Yeah, I do.
Who,
Okay.
Josh Allen?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna go that far.
I don't know. But
I
let me
don't
tell
want
you
more
this.
than my quarterback.
Let me tell you, well, you know why Taylor didn't show up, right?
No, she won't.
Because she won't show up for road games.
No, Taylor did not want to go to Buffalo because of the reputation of the Bills fans. They were going to
No,
go
I
all
wouldn't do that at all. She's not going to any road games because of. I said a couple of weeks ago, Trump said on X he hates Taylor Swift, so now they're concerned about her security. So that's why they're kind of taking out the road games.
By the way, just so that my homies will wake the team's ass up. Chiefs 38, Panthers 10.
38-10. So Mike will take the Chiefs and the over. Tim.
We'd like to see the Chiefs get an explosive day on offense. Who knows? They might get Chris Jones might have himself a little scoop and score party on the day. Maybe another defensive touchdown. I don't know. Probably seems might seem to happen. How about a good 42-9? And that would also, I'm not saying there's going to be two scoregamis, but I'm going to try to pick two of them and see if one hits. 42-9 would be a scoregami.
All right, Brian, go for it.
Carolina's coming off a 2-game winning streak and a bye, but their defense is last against the run. So I do think Kansas City is going to focus on running the football. It looks like Isaiah Pacheco may be available to return this week. He's been practicing for a couple of weeks now. And I think he'll be there with Kareem Hunt to run the ball. And that's going to be a big help to the Chiefs because Kareem has not been able to get to the perimeter like he used to when he first played with the Chiefs. He's had to run between the tackles. Pacheco can definitely get to the perimeter. Our pass defense has taken a step back. Since we lost Snead, and then Jalen Watson was number 35 was playing Snead's spot, and he was playing it as well as Snead, but then he got hurt and he's out for the season. And they are struggling to find that next cornerback. Number 13 is Joseph. He had a tough week last week, and our pass defense is like only average. Run defense is still good. They're only allowing about 3 yards per carry. But between our secondary and our left tackle, which I've got a few things I wish the Chiefs would try, but they have so far have not tried it. Kingsley Suamataia should be moved to guard as a backup. The left tackle they're using now, Wanya Morris, is not going to cut it. He might get there by playoffs, but I don't think so. So I think they should move Juwan Taylor, who used to play left tackle at Jacksonville, to the left side and try Ethan Driscoll, another guy that's not played yet, at right tackle, or do something with Joe Tooney, who has played some tackle on emergency before, and then put another guard in. They got to do something on that offensive line because Mahomes is not playing the way he needs to play. When we first got Mahomes, they said every year we are going to protect Mahomes, and they have not done that the last 2 years. So he's got to play faster. It's kind of in his head now. He's worried about his left tackle. So like that first interception he threw, that would not have happened his first 3 or 4 years of his career because he didn't have to think about his tackles at all in those years. They had Swartz, they had Fisher. They were not a worry at all. But then he throws the ball over the head in the middle and he gets an interception. These things are happening because we can't protect him. So it's not that the Mahomes has changed. It's just we are not protecting. And if we're going to continue on, we're going to have to figure that out. But I got us beating Carolina, but not by blowout, 32-20.
32-20. So you will take the Chiefs in the over.
The over and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see if they're going to stop our running game at all. We're going to run. It's going to be bad.
Yeah. Keith.
Yeah, I think you're going to be more pleased with what you see this week, Brian. I kind of have a feeling that the Chiefs are going to get up early and by a good margin to the point where maybe somewhere in the late third quarter, mid third quarter, the Chiefs can start pulling some of their starters. I like the Chiefs 33-3 in this one.
33-3. Keith.
There's where they might get Hollywood Brown back before the season ends. There's some hope there.
Harris.
For the record, I did take Buffalo over Kansas City last week.
I did too.
Sure it's known.
Yeah, a couple of you guys did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go 34-13 KC.
34-13. That's 47. Harris will take the Chiefs and the over. We'll go back to you, Michael. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Is against the New York Giants.
4 favorites against Danny DeVito and his what they call Tommy?
Tommy
Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets.
The Cutlets bunch, yeah. The Giants are 4-point dogs in this game, 42 and a hook.
Only 4-point dogs.
Tell
Oh
us
my
why.
God.
Tell us why the Giants are going to upset them.
No, I can't. I can't tell you why they're going to upset them because they're not going to be even close. DeVito's going to have so much trouble with that Tampa defense. And Baker Mayfield is going to just run the ball and pound on them, and then he'll throw to Evans. Evans will probably have 2 touchdowns, and Godwin will have a touchdown. So it'll be Tampa Bay 28, New York Giants 10.
28-10. Mike will take the Bucks and the under. Tim.
I don't know if Tampa will score that much, but only because I see them maybe playing a little bit more ball controlled. I'll say 26 to 7.
26-7. Tim will go Bucks and under.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, I think Drew Lock is getting screwed in New York. They hired him to be the backup quarterback, and now when his chance comes, they're going to overlook him and bring in Tommy Cutlets. I knew he threw 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions last year, but he's not the athlete that Drew Lock is. And Drew Lock, the last time he's played a few weeks in a row, he actually played pretty well. I think they're making the popular choice in New York. They're not making the football choice. Tampa Bay's lost 4 games in a row, but against tough competition. They're number 4 against the pass, so Tommy Collis is going to struggle in this game. I got Tampa Bay 28, New York 20.
28-20. That will be the Buccaneers and the over.
No, push.
All right. Keith,
I'm going to go 23-16 in favor of Tampa Bay in this one.
Boy, you guys have more faith in the Giants than I do.
23-16. That will be Keith going with the Bucks and the under. Harris.
And Michael, remember, I was a Baker fan when he was in Cleveland. Remember that?
Yeah, I know. I know.
24-10, Baker's boys.
Yeah.
24-10. Harris goes with the Buccaneers in the under.
Yeah, Harris on the same page.
I'm on the same page with Keith here. I think it's gonna be a decent ball game for a while. I really do. Giants defense gets no credit, man. 24-19. 24-19.
Yeah, the one guy in the Kentucky commercials. That's it.
Neighbors is healthy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who?
Neighbors.
If Tommy can find him a couple times, that could be.
So I'm going Buccaneers, and I'll go with the over. 24-19. That's 43. All right. We head over to Tim. The Detroit Lions, the 50s bunch, we can call them, because they're good at scoring 50-plus points. They're an 8-point favorite. Heading to Indianapolis, another dome for them. 50 and a hook is a total in this game. Tim, go for it.
The Lions will not be putting up 50 points, although I did look up for the last team. I mean, this might be the last team that put up 52 points. Do y'all remember the Saints-Giants game from 2015? Drew Brees, 7 touchdowns. Eli Manning, 6 touchdowns. And a late field goal after a quick 3-and-out with less than a minute to go. And then the Saints went down and kicked the winning field goal. I actually watched the highlights.
Was it 52-49 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic game. That
Yeah.
was. Like I said, the Lions will not be scoring 52 points. Possibly because I think they I don't know that it's hard to kind of do back-to-back like that. I think this is going to be more kind of grind them out. So I'll say the Lions 27, the Colts 20.
All right. So 8 points. You'll take a cold side?
Actually, let's make it 20. Let's make it. Oh, geez. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not?
27-20. Tim takes the Colts, and he will go under the total. Brian.
Indianapolis, of course, they said last week they're going to stay with Anthony Richardson the rest of the year. He actually looked pretty good last week. And the Colts are 5-2 against the spread when they are underdogs. Detroit, though, is the best team in the NFL. St. Brown's got touchdown passes in 8 straight games. They've allowed an average of 48 yards rushing in the last 2 games. I like what Dan Campbell did just before kickoff. They're having a special honoring of World War II vets. They brought them down on the field by the belly bench. He went over and talked to each one of them right before kickoff. And I thought that was very cool.
That was cool. The one guy was 100. He goes, "Dude, that's awesome." And then the last guy actually stood up. The one veteran. It was in a wheelchair, got up. And he's like, "Dude, you don't have to." He's like, "No, I it's my honor."
There's not many of those left.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I got Detroit winning 31-17.
31-17 all day long is 49?
48.
48? 50.5. So it will be
Bye,
Detroit. You'll take
By the
Detroit.
way, if you look at the chat. The AL Cy Young Award has been given out.
Who's that?
The Tariq Skubal of the Tigers.
Yeah, school. Mm-hmm.
Eric Skubal. All right.
Yeah. No shock.
Mike got so excited that he dislocated
Mike
his
left us there.
power cord.
All right. It will be Keith.
I had the score Brian in my mind that Brian just gave you, 31-17.
31-17. Lions. So Keith will go Lions in the under.
And by the way,
Harris.
Skubal was unanimous Got all first
I'm
place
going to go
votes.
40-20 Detroit.
40-20. Harris likes the Detroit Lions showing up this week, and he will go over the total. Yeah, I'm gonna go just. Oh no, I'm gonna go over the total pretty well. I like the Detroit Lions here, 37-20. 37-20. I will go Lions
Full
and
touchdown over.
ooh.
Almost.
And we got Mike. Is that Mike coming back? We ain't got his pick yet. Where was he at
Ain't
just
Mike
now? Where
back
was
yet?
he at? In the wash.
There I am.
There he is.
He was right
right
next to you,
you.
between you and Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Who do I got to deal with? Who do I got to deal with now?
I was underneath him.
Yeah, Brian's in the
Hold on.
corner.
Yep. And then one more switch.
One more over.
One
One
more.
more over. There you go.
And we're just wait.
There we go. There we go. All right, Mike.
I missed that.
Lions
Detroit.
are 8-point favorites.
Oh yeah, the
Against-
Lions. Yes. The
Cut-
Lions, the best team in football. Let's keep it. Lions have this. They got this crazy schedule coming up where they play on Sunday, they play on Thanksgiving, and then they're off 12 days. So they're gonna take it easy. Lions 31, and whoever they're playing 10.
Colts 10. Okay.
That'd be the Colts.
31.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Shrimpy Richardson. Sorry, Pat.
Now we go to Brian. The Broncos with Bo Nix, 4.5-point favorites going to Vegas to play the Raiders. 40 and a hook is all it is. Go for it.
All right, Bo Nix has passed for 79% the last 2 games, 6 touchdowns and no interception. He is really rolling right now. Denver's got a very tough defense. Their front seven, don't know their names, but they're good. They can play. I got Denver at Vegas. The last time they played, Denver lost 18-34. I don't think anything's changed. I like 34-18 Denver.
34-18. Is that 54?
44. Or the 34-18. That's 52.
38. 34-18 is
52.
52.
48.
52. So
Oh.
Brian will go with
18.
the Broncos and the over. Keith.
Denver 27, Las Vegas 15.
27-15. Keith will go with Broncos and over. Harris.
Where we at?
Broncos Raiders. Broncos 4.5-point favorites.
Denver 27-17.
27-17. That'll be 44. Harris will take Broncos and over.
CBS is showing the Raiders as a 6-point underdog.
Really, it's some of them switched over the week here, and we're all easily taking them over 6 points. I'm going to take them easily 6 points, but I'm going under the total here. I'm going to take Broncos 29. I think the Raiders are only good for 10 points. I don't think they're no more than that. 39 total. So Rob will go with the Broncos. I will go with the under in this ball game. Michael.
I'm going on the island. I'm going on the island because it's in Vegas and I don't care. Raiders 27, Broncos 24. Why?
20.
It's an AFC West matchup. It's blood and guts. It's before Thanksgiving. John Madden wouldn't want it any other way.
And they're going to dig up Dick Enberg and put him in the booth.
That's right.
It is a rivalry game.
27.
And put
And
Morlin Olsen
don't
with it.
forget,
Yeah,
who does
right.
the games on the radio in Vegas? You are looking live inside the home of WrestleMania. Raiders 27, Broncos.
The fight of last
24.
year's Super Bowl.
Yes.
So it'll be Raiders over.
No Sunday night game this week, huh?
Yes, it is a Sunday night game.
Or is
this
a Sunday
week.
night game? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
Oh,
it
I
had-
see. Okay, they didn't put it away at the bottom.
they
I see.
denied the chance to get it for next week. Darlene said they won. NBC was wanting to get it. Thinking about switching it up.
yeah, they
And
couldn't do
decided
it.
not to. Who's the two teams playing, Dar? Do you
The
remember?
Bengals and
Cleveland and the Broncos.
oh, it was
What?
the
No, but they're playing Monday night
Looks
next
like-
week.
Is that Monday night?
That's Monday night next week.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were trying to
That was
game
the
up.
game. That was
They
the
couldn't
game
do
that
it.
They were going to. They
San
were going to
Francisco
switch it up.
Buffalo
And they
the
said
late game.
somebody jumped into it and said no.
Yeah.
So I don't know
So-
what happened there.
Funny thing is,
Broncos
so,
Raiders, Tim.
so if you thought that the Tyson Paul fight was bad, guess who's going to be on national television 4 out of the next 6 weeks? Your Cleveland Browns.
Oh, with Brandon Yelp.
Oh,
Merry
Don't
Christmas and a happy
Yes.
New Year.
yep.
Jimmy
They get Thursday night, and then they get the Monday night against the Broncos,
Brownie
and
is
then
this
Sunday
year's
night,
Santa
and a Thursday night
You
before
know,
Christmas,
whoever
and the
took
Sunday
the
night game.
scheduling job for that
right after
this year
Christmas.
is going to get his ass whooped.
So back to the Vegas Raiders. No chance. 'Cause that's
I'm
what
going
you
on the
got.
island. I'm going on the
We
island.
get your score here 27-6.
27-6. Tim will take Broncos and the under while I'm eating a little bit of pretzel here. All right.
Remember,
We're going to Keith. Keith,
Great.
the El Cardinals of Arizona.
El.
The
Campy
Seahawks.
says Vamos Cardinals. They're
Los
going somewhere.
Cardinals.
Go Cardinals. Why not make this division more confusing now in terms of who's the best team? Arizona going on the road up in Seattle, not a typically.
And Seattle's a
although
1-point
some teams
favorite.
are winning up there.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
pretty much a pick'em game. 48.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
don't
go-
know. I just don't
let's
see
go
Murray
touch
having a
48.
real good day up there. And Seattle coming off a win against San Francisco. Seattle wins this game. It's not going to be a blowout or anything like that, but 24-20.
24-20. Keith will take Seahawks and the under. Tim.
Wait a minute. We start with
Eric.
I'm sorry, Harris. Jump on me, Harris.
Well, you realize after this week, the entire NFC West could all be sitting at 6-5.
Right.
Yeah.
All 4 of them. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's one of them games that you just can't figure it out. I've got 20-17 Seattle.
20-17. Seattle. Harris goes with Seattle and the under. The quarterback for Seattle, I see him limping off the field the other day. And that is not a good sign. And the Cardinals can rush the quarterback. And they got a decent defense. And that little quarterback, the little midget, is getting it done for him on his field. This is going to be a totally different situation. But I think they're going to win the ball game. This is an upset for me right here. I think, bless you. I like the Cardinals to win this. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, 26-24. I'll take the Cardinals outright to win, and I will go with the over. Mike.
Oh yeah, the NFC West. That's why they call it the Wild Wild West. You know, they love the Wild Wild West. I think Arizona's gonna find a way to win this game too, and it's gonna be higher scoring. I think it's gonna be 31-27.
31-27. Who wins?
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Mike takes Cardinals and the over as well.
My screen away.
Tim.
because, like you said, Rob, because Arizona's not playing at home. That is why I'm inkling with the Seahawks. How about a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown with less than 2 minutes to go to give the Seahawks a 21-20 win?
They're 1-point favorite.
Okay, so How? Okay, so
20.5 to 20.
Yeah.
okay. So how about
22.5. How about that?
let's try 23
There's a
to
score,
20.
Tommy.
23 to 20.
Yeah.
23 to 20. Tim goes with Seahawks and the under. Brian.
All right, all the teams in this division are still trying to win a division championship. So Arizona just blew out the Bears. They blew out the Jets, and they're coming off of a bye. And they're a pretty physical team. Seattle is 27th against the rush defense, and they got to find some way to try to stop James Conner. They're resting both of their defensive tackles in practice this week. They're both over 30 years old, and they're probably trying to think about, we got to keep these guys fresh to play James Connors. So I don't think they're going to get it done. I think Arizona is going to win this game. And I think Arizona will win it 24 to 21.
24, 21, 45. We got a straight down split right there in that game. You'll go with the under. All right. Going to Harris. 49ers heading to Green Bay. This could be a really good game. Green Bay is a 1-point favorite. 47. Harris.
It could be a good game. It could be a high-scoring game. It could be a defensive game. I'm going to go 35-24 Green Bay.
35-24 Green Bay. Harris takes the Packers and the over. Jordan Love has not been Jordan Love this year. People are saying Jordan Love's playing great. He's not. Look at his numbers and then watch. Even better, watch him on the field. They're better off they're better off when Willis was playing. They really are. I think the Niners go into Green Bay and they beat them 20-18. Upset. I will take the 49ers and I'll go with the under. Michael.
I kind of agree because I think Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, is better than Jordan Love. And CMC is there. CMC makes all the difference in the world. Is Ayuk playing? Yes, he is. That's tree. That's good enough for
He's
me.
supposed to. He's supposed to play this week.
The only question I have is I'm afraid of the weather up in Green Bay. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But I'm going to take the 49ers to win. This may be an overtime game.
Looks like 45 degrees and rain forecasted.
Not too bad for San Francisco.
Ooh.
No.
I'll take 49ers will win 27-24. Overtime.
27-24. Mike says 27-24 over, and I'll even put a little OT right above his name. All right. Tim.
As this game is in San Francisco or in Santa Clara?
No, Green,
That's in
No,
Green
it's in
Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay.
Fire and ice theory.
Okay,
But-
so,
they're used to the rain in San
45 is
Francisco, too. So.
well, it's San Francisco weather about this time of year.
And it's West Coast, East Coast, but I'm going to buck the
West
odds.
Coast Central, but that's okay.
Maybe a big bank of fog will pour over the stadium off
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
And the ghost of Vince Lombardi will show up. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, not so much because San Francisco needs this game and they'll play like they need it.
That's why
I'll go 24-20.
24-20, 44. Tim goes with Niners and the under. Brian.
Sometimes Green Bay's coach does things I just don't see. And I just don't agree with, like in the fourth quarter going for 4th and 6, and then they failed. And I'm with you, Rob. Some of that shine is off the quarterback. Love is at 62%, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. And his decisions just haven't always been great.
Are you talking about when it was 4th and goal? Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, on San Francisco, there's a lot of negatives going on here too. Not with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's playing well, but he's about got the only thing going that's going well for them. Yeah, it's nice to have CMC back. He was 19 for 70 yards last week. San Francisco needs this game to stay in the race, but Kittle and Bosa are both questionable. They went out of the game. Bosa's got a left hip problem. Bosa's a lot tougher than his brother Joey Bosa, and he doesn't miss much, but he is definitely questionable right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 49ers have stopped digging for gold, and I think they're just digging a deeper hole. They're on their way to a losing record. I got Green Bay winning this game 26-21.
That's 47 on the dot. Can you help me out with a point?
26-20.
26-20. So
How
Brian,
did you do that? That's my score exactly. 26-20 Packers.
26-20 Packers. Keith.
Jacobs is a pretty good running back for Green Bay this year. I mean, he looked sharp last week.
And Christian Watson had 150 yards last week. Harris, I missed who you picked to win the game.
Who did I take? I took Green Bay 35-24.
Okay.
Yep. We go to Sunday night. The Eagles going to go play the Rams. And 2.5 point favorites are the Eagles, 47.5. And this right here is one I think could be a trip-up game for the Eagles. I don't think the Rams are near as good as this team. I really don't. I think Saquon Barkley is capable of getting 200 yards against this team. And I think they could, if they told them at the start of the game, you can't throw the football, I think they could beat this team. But I think they'll do some stupid shit and keep the Rams in the ball game in this game. Eagles cover 2.5 easy. 28-24, Eagles win. I think they're going to get a little scared on the road. Huh?
You said they were going to cover easy.
Yeah, I think they do cover easy. I think 28-24, the Rams may get a late field goal or something. I think they're going to win. I think they win the ball game, though. And I still think this is the team could be coming down to NFC as our Super Bowl team this year. They're just that good. So I'll take the Eagles, and I will go with the over. Michael.
You're going to be more Eagle fans in Sophie than
Rams.
Sophie fans. Yeah. You got the Rams on Sunday in Sophie, and then you got the Chargers on Monday in Sophie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know whether they're going to be coming or going. Either way, the Eagles, they gotta make some money. They gotta make some money for their charity. Their big charity record came out for Christmas this week, so they're gonna do a number on. They're gonna do the number on the Rams. It could be a turf game. I think it's gonna be Jalen Hurts 28, Los Angeles Rams 17.
28-17. So, Mike, 28-17 is 45. He will go with the under. Tim.
It's going to be a little closer game. Because it's Sunday night and they usually like to keep these games close. I'll say 28-24 Eagles.
He heard somebody say that. That's a good deal. Tim, we'll take the Eagles and the over. That was my score too, man. Yeah. Brian.
The Eagles are trying to keep up with Detroit and Minnesota for home field advantage. And I think they are the second best team in the NFC. Barkley is the number 2 rusher with 1,137 yards. He should have a big day. Matthew Stafford's coming off a 4-touchdown performance. But I just don't think the Rams have enough for Philadelphia. Philadelphia 24, Rams 20.
24-20. Brian says Eagles and the under. Keith, go against us.
No, he did it again, 24-20. I don't know how he's doing it. I'm sitting here coming up with a score, and then he says it, and it's just like, he did it again.
So you got the Eagles winning?
Yeah, 24-20.
All right, under. All right, Harris.
I don't have 24-20. I got 34-27.
34-27. Eagles?
Yeah.
All right, so he will go with the Eagles and the over. Now, final game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Ravens, 3-point favorites, heading out west to play the Chargers. who get to play 2 night games at home. And I don't remember the last time back-to-back home games, night games. If you remember, it had to be some years ago. But they
Giants
played.
Jets done it quite a bit.
Huh?
Giants Jets have done it quite a bit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Chargers were at home Sunday night last week. And then this week they're at home Monday night.
Oh.
Yeah, that don't happen very often. A lot of times you may play Sunday and then Monday night, but generally one of them's on the road. This is 2 home games, night games in a row. It doesn't happen too often here, so pretty interesting here. Ravens.
Well, one this past weekend's game flexed in though. That was originally early game.
I don't think they got flexed. I don't think it got flexed. I think it was a couple weeks ago. It got flexed. You know what?
I think
Maybe it did get flexed. Let's see.
yeah, that was a flex game.
Bengals Chargers was a flex game. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's why.
it was not originally scheduled that way. Then okay,
Right.
all right. So Ravens a 3-point favorite at the Chargers. Who was the last person to go there just now? Harris, Michael.
Yes.
Wrap us up tonight.
Oh,
48 and a hook.
yeah, who cares? You know, the hardest thing that's going to happen there on Monday night is they're going to roll in the one home field and then roll out the other home field. That's how they do it in Sophie land. You don't have to paint, you don't have to paint the chefs, right, Brian? The chefs. But my man Derrick Henry, I don't know why he's gonna run for 150 plus against the defense. I can't see it. There's gonna be tons of Raven fans there. You probably can get a good ticket for maybe $20 or something like that. I gotta go with Lamar. 31, and Justin Herbert 16.
Now that
All
stadium,
right.
as well as probably the Giants Stadium, has what, 3 locker rooms, 1 for each home team and 1 for a road team. Is that
Yeah, something like that.
something like that?
Something like that.
31-16. What'd you say, Mike? 31-16?
31-16.
All right. So Mike
The
goes
Lamar Jacksons.
Ravens and under. Tim.
I mean, right now the Chargers are playing with a ton of confidence, and that leads me to think. And are the Chargers favored by 3, or they're
Ravens are favored by Ravens are favored.
favored.
Okay. So I think the way that the Chargers win this game, I won't say short passing game, but short to intermediate passes and keep the ball on the ground. This is not
Kicking the kicker.
quote dominant game. Dicker the kicker will have a say in this game. Well, just like the Buffalo touchdown against the Emus. Let's see here. So I'll say a 2-point win for the Chargers. I'll say 23-21 Chargers.
23-21. Tim takes Chargers. He'll go under the total. Brian.
Dicker's been having a better year than Justin Tucker for sure.
Yeah.
This is the Harbaugh Bowl, only I think the other Harbaugh is going to win this game. Why was Derrick Henry on the bench for that 2-point play last time? It just doesn't make sense. And the thing that's going wrong with Baltimore, too, is they lead the league in penalties, and they lead by a lot, and it killed them last week, too. Like you said, Tim, the Chargers are playing with a lot of confidence. Their defensive coordinator, Jesse Mentor, he's very familiar with the Ravens. He used to coach there. Herbert has been terrific at home. No, he's not thrown 1 interception in a home game this year. 7 touchdowns. They still have a chance to win the AFC West, so the Chargers are playing for that.
Hey, John Wise.
Yeah, they've not allowed 20-plus points, so their defense has been solid. Their offensive line is very good. Their defensive line is very good. And Tui Paluto, their linebacker, he's having like an all-pro type year with 7 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, and 8 tackles for a loss. San Diego is the real deal, folks. They're going to beat Baltimore, and it'll be a close game. I got Chargers 22-20.
Wow, Hawks are pretty
22.
close.
I say San Diego.
Brian
I can't get over that. Los Angeles is the real deal.
Yeah. 22-20, Chargers and under them. Keith, he did not touch your score this time.
No, he didn't. I have a feeling
And
that
very close to yours, though.
I didn't.
I just have a feeling, coming off a loss, Baltimore is going to play better, and Lamar Jackson's going to have a good game. Might have to use his legs some. Chargers do have a good defense and don't give up a lot of points, but I just have a feeling Baltimore is going to be able to score some, and I'm going to go with Baltimore 30-20 in this one.
30-20. Wow.
Yes.
That is Ravens and over. Harris.
Well, I'll say this. This will be the only time these two teams see each other because they aren't going to see each other in the playoffs. Chargers 31-23.
Oh, wow. Okay.
31-23. Harris will take the Chargers, and he will go with the over. I guess I get to wrap it up tonight. Look, Herbert is playing fabulous. But did you see last week's game? They up 21 points on a Bengals team that's inept. And they came back and tied them. They can't have that. And trust me, you open the door to Baltimore. Baltimore will throw a 30 spot on you. Baltimore going to win the game right here. Do they cover 3? Yes, they do. 26-21, Baltimore covers this. I will just go under the total. But, I just don't trust Herbert and an offense enough to do it, to see what happens there again. All right. We have wrapped it up here for picks this week. So we always know the first thing after that is lock of the week. It's straight up. We know what's happening here. We're going to let Mike and Harris go first, and then I will roll dice to see who will go next. Michael, we'll see. I'll be 1, Tim will be 2, Keith will be 3, and Brian will be 4. That's me, so I'm 3rd. Tim is 4th. And then Brian, and then Keith. Okay. All right, so Michael, find your lock of the week. Because we all went perfect last week.
There's about
We're doing
3
well.
good choices there. I can't take the team. I can't take the rivalry game. I can't because I don't want to watch it. It'll make me throw up. So we forget about that. And I think it's time to take it away from Brian. And I got to go with the Chefs.
No. Oh, yeah. Chiefs. Oh, yeah. Kansas City. Mike will take them against.
I was looking at them and one other safe game.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take
Well,
the
you
other
get
safe game.
no
But
second
that's-
game.
The
I'm going to take
Chefs.
Baker and his boys.
Yeah.
Baker and the boys. That's the Buccaneers. That is Harris. Will take Tampa Bay. That comes to me, then Tim, then Brian, then Keith. And oh man, the wind's starting to blow here like crazy now. Wow, it's not good.
It's been windy here today, too.
It just got cool here.
It is
That's
really
all.
here now. It rained here a little earlier today.
Their wind was here 2 days
It's not
ago.
storming,
That
it's
was
just-
unbelievable. It was-
No rain. Oh, Scooback won. Yeah. Scooby Doo.
Unanimous, too.
All right, I got to take a layup. I got to take a layup here. I'll take Pittsburgh. I just think that's about as easy a pick as there is out there as well.
You want to suffer
Tim.
early this week? Okay.
And thank you for giving me the Washington Commanders over the Cowboys.
You're quite welcome. I'll just laugh at Dee all day.
Oh wow!
This will be the week the Cowboys go out and put up 50.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got 2 more. We got Brian.
Yeah, Washington was the team I was going to take.
Because I took your shifts.
My next pick, I'm going to go with Denver.
Okay.
Denver. Oh my
Miami
gosh.
Island,
Keith gets a
Miami
layup.
Island.
Keith gets a layup. Keith, take your layup and run with it.
Buffalo.
Buffalo's got a bye.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Detroit didn't get called. Oh my gosh. He's in
Well,
the
hold on.
Okay.
You got to take it
I'm
again.
surprised nobody took Detroit.
Yeah.
You'll catch up eventually.
What's your lock, Keith?
Keith's
I
right.
heard it. He thinks I'm going to take
Oh,
Detroit.
Buffalo ain't playing this week, you son of a bitch. Oh,
Neither is Woody.
you sorry ass.
I know that
Don't
Detroit's
take
on
Detroit.
board.
Then. Detroit's off me.
No, I know.
Take
I'm not
Philadelphia.
taking Detroit. I'm gonna go a little riskier than that. And there's a couple options I have.
Lord, the wind's blowing. It's blowing out windows. I mean, it's.
I'm gonna go with
it's making
Houston
noises.
over Tennessee on their own field.
Okay.
Could go with Denver
Breed
too,
against
but
the
they're
old
on the road.
breed.
Houston, okay. Now I was just picking at you, bud. I still can't believe nobody took Detroit. I guess everybody's thinking maybe that they're going to have a week. After hell, they still.
So you
on
see a
oxygen
lot of
after last
layups
week.
on the
They get
board
six-
this week, Rob?
There was a few layups on the board. Yeah.
Yeah. There seemed like it. Well, we had the easy four last
Anybody
week.
take
That
Broncos?
wasn't.
Anybody take Brian took
Yeah.
Denver? Yeah,
Brian took Denver, yeah.
for
Oh,
layup.
Brian took Denver? Okay, I didn't hear him say that. Okay.
So the Steelers, everybody took them but Keith. Texans, a blowout. I mean, all the way across. Vikings, all the way across. Commanders, everybody but me. Chiefs, all the way across the board. Bucks, all the way across the board. You do realize it's probably going to set us up for we're going to all win about 2 games this week. Lions, all the way across the board.
I am on the
That's probably what's
island.
gonna happen. Lions, but Tim took the Colts. Broncos all the way across the board, but Mike took the Raiders, and then Eagles all the way across the board. But it was some good ones: Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, Packers.
John, I don't know if
and
anybody's
Ravens,
kept track of our whole season stats. He's asking how we're doing for the season.
We should mention too that our picks of the week are straight up.
Yeah, our locks
then-
of the week are just straight up.
Oh.
No spread.
Our locks for the year, we've really been good. I need to go back and I guess get all the numbers for it, but we've really picked good locks this year. We hadn't done too bad. That's straight up picks against the spread this year. I'll get all the numbers for that in the upcoming week or so and see if I can get that together. Maybe after Thanksgiving, see if I can get it all together.
I'll be lucky
Straight
if
up
I-
this year, Brian, are we all above 500?
Oh,
Do you
straight
know?
up. Yeah, we're most of us are above 60%. Keith is 66%. I'm at 65%. And no, Harris is a 66. Keith is 60. Tim is 60, and Robbie 59. So we're doing pretty well straight up.
Right.
Okay. All right.
You took money. You took money
Yeah, we're
line
not doing
games
too
with us this
bad.
year. You'd be doing
Now,
okay.
Let's go. We'll start with Harris. Harris. The 3 best teams in the NFL right now, Harris, are
Detroit, Philadelphia, Minnesota.
Detroit, Minnesota, and
Detroit, Philadelphia, Minnesota.
I didn't catch. I didn't.
Detroit,
Detroit,
Philadelphia,
Philadelphia,
Minnesota.
Minnesota, 3 NFC. Yep, I got you. Keith.
Detroit, still got to put Kansas City up there. And comes down to Buffalo or Pittsburgh. Man, that's tough. I could go either way with that one. I'll go with Buffalo just because they just come off a win against Kansas City. But man, I wouldn't have any problem taking Pittsburgh as the other one.
All right. Brian.
I've got Detroit,
I got
Buffalo, Philadelphia. I got Kansas City fourth. Last year, going into the playoffs, I didn't have. The Chiefs were coming on, and they almost always put it together around that time. We got two big issues: the left tackle and the defensive secondary. Again, another corner playing well. And I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, they asked one coach one time, "What's the hardest position to replace in football?" And they said it's offensive tackle because there's just not enough good ones around. The backup tackle is usually Johnny Bag of Donuts or something like that. And there's people are keep saying, "Well, the Chiefs are going to try to get Donovan Smith back." No, I don't think that would work. I think the Chiefs are really up against it on this issue.
I think most teams should probably address the offensive line in the first couple rounds of the draft almost every year.
Next year, we need to draft at least 3 good offensive tackles and hope one of them pans out. Really.
Yeah.
It's almost the rule
Tim.
of every year an NHL team should possibly take a goaltender, at least at some point during the draft, because you never know how they're going to turn out.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't know when skills will diminish. Anyway, okay, so number 1, the Lions. Number 2 is the Eagles. And number 3 is the Steelers.
Okay. Mike.
Number 1 is Detroit. Number 2, it's hard to think about it because there's some really good teams and there's some really crappy teams. Number 2 is probably in my world is Baltimore. I don't know why. Baltimore is a good team and they seem to have it all. And number 3, you know, I had said the 49ers, but no. I think number 3 has got to be the Eagles.
All right. Me and Tim got the same. I like Detroit, Philadelphia pretty much even right now. I really would put them even. And Pittsburgh right now, I think they can go to the Super Bowl. I really do. I think we're gonna see a lot more. And that win over Baltimore. Think about this. Think about it this way. They still got to go to Baltimore and play. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But their division games after this week, they got to play the Bengals. And
They
got
got to play the whole division twice.
Well, they've already played Baltimore once now. So
Yeah, they got to play everybody
They
else.
gotta go
in
to
the division
Baltimore.
twice.
Have they already played the Bengals?
That was their first
they beat the
division
Bengals.
game.
No, that's right,
That
Aris.
was the Steelers'
That was their
first
first
division game.
division game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
They
So
go
they
back
got
to Bal-
they
they
got
go to
one more
Baltimore.
time.
They go to Baltimore in week 16.
Yeah. And they might lose that game. I'm not going to say they're not, but I still think they're going to get home games in the playoffs. And I think it's
That's
going to
Saturday
make
night game.
one hell of a difference. I think it's going to be one heck of a game. But, and then Philadelphia, if they get to play at home, nobody wants to. Detroit, you can bring your gang. You don't want to play in Philly because if you do play in Philly, you're going to get your asses whipped.
Guess who
I'll
gets to
say
play
that
in
way.
Philadelphia? The Steelers.
And they're going to play
When's
Kansas
that?
City also.
Yeah.
They got to play the Giants too.
Yeah,
They're-
they got some tough games coming ahead. Yeah.
Detroit's
Steelers
not
going
gonna
to have their
Detroit's
chances
not
to
gonna
mount
be
up. No doubt about it.
entire
But
postseason.
And
the Eagles right now, the rest of their schedule's not too tough, is it, Tim?
Let me pull their schedule up here real quick.
Who, the Eagles?
Yeah.
They got the
The
Giants.
toughest game I think is the Steelers. Steelers game.
They're at Baltimore next week.
There you go.
Oh,
No, that's-
they got Baltimore.
Home against Carolina. Then where are they?
Home against the Steelers, at
Steelers.
Washington, and home against Dallas, and home against the Giants. So they can easily
so it's
win
not the
3.
hardest schedule in the world, but they could lose 2 of those. They could.
for an average college
they're
football
looking
team,
at
what
probably
would be the
11
three
wins.
college teams that are the toughest to beat?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
So you're saying right now the three best college teams?
Yeah, the
All
ones
right,
that are the
Tim,
toughest to
go
beat.
for it.
Not
Three best
necessarily the ones
college
where
teams,
they're
that's
ranked, but the three toughest to beat.
Oregon.
So yeah, like
Right.
Oregon.
The ones that got the best chance.
Toughest to beat
I
Oregon.
hate
Georgia.
trying to build up Ohio State because, I'd like to be the level-headed Ohio State fan rather than the nose up in the air Ohio State fan.
Okay.
Want
But
another one?
yeah, they're a little.
Leon.
Well, they just lost their center, Ohio
Yeah,
State.
I like that in there. Oregon, Georgia, and Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think Colorado?
Oregon, Georgia, Colorado.
I've been
What do
on
you
the
like, Tim?
Colorado bandwagon all year.
Well, I think. Yeah, well, Colorado lately has been beatable, but now I guess if you're doing week now,
Well, right now, if you was just going to put three teams on the field and you're like, okay, put whoever you want to against them.
you know what?
I think they
I'll throw a little dark horse in there. How about Ole Miss?
okay.
You know, I was wondering about that. Yeah.
And who's your
And how about this for number 3? Texas.
okay? Brian.
Yeah, I think that's
Go for it,
another
man.
good.
Yeah, I think Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas. I agree with you, Tim. Colorado, they might get beat this week. Kansas is the best 4-6 team out there, and they are kind of rolling right now.
In Arrowhead.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you've been pressing. Go for it, bro. Tell us your 3.
Me, Oregon, Colorado, and Shmoo.
It's first shot on freaking goal.
SMU. Okay.
Shmoo.
Keith.
Mustangs.
I think Ole Miss is capable of being up there.
50 points, baby. 50
Wait,
points.
I kind of actually do like the top 3 ranked teams right now, though. Oregon,
Wow.
Ohio State, and Texas.
By the way,
Say
Harris
Army.
is Carolina, and they are doing very well right now. So I kind of.
But I'm really interested to see how Indiana does do against Ohio State. If they do beat Ohio State, then there's got to be a lot of belief that team could go deep in a playoff run.
Yeah.
I could say Texas Tech. They could win the conference.
I like Oregon. I think still head and shoulders above everybody right now.
Yeah, Oregon.
I think you put them. You can place them play in Texas. They beat Texas. You can put them in Georgia. They beat Georgia. You put them in Ohio State. I think they beat Ohio State.
You send the team
Well,
out to Oregon.
Those
Oregon will beat them.
other 2 teams are tough. Wow.
Where's
Man,
game
that
day
was-
going this week? I
And
forgot.
sometimes Alabama looks like Alabama.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So Alabama, I don't trust them enough because I think
They got a
they play
dangerous
2 great,
quarterback.
and then one time they rot out. Man, oh man, you know what? I think maybe I might end up agreeing with you guys. I know I'm going to take Ole Miss as my second best team right now. If I wanted to see a win, I just want to see a win and get to win and do it. I think I'm gonna go Georgia. I think I'll go Georgia. I just think Georgia still has they got the beef. Like, and when did you say, where's the beef? They're the guys that still can slap people around. They're still capable of taking people down and beating them down. I know Alabama is really, really good. I know Ohio State's really, really good. I know Texas is really, really good. Man, I'll tell
Notre
you.
Dame, any consideration?
Who?
Notre Dame.
No, I don't.
You play a tough enough schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't think. I don't think they can line up against the top 5 or top 10 Russian teams. That's what scares me this week against Army. I think Army's going to run on them. I think they're going to get some first downs.
Run on them.
If
Army might be a good
Army can't run on them, it's going to be a blowout but I think Army's going to be able to run on them some. Look, these teams
The
out
fact
west.
that NIU did beat them, that just kind of makes you wonder if there's
BYU's another team. I'm just like, wow, they could do something. Like you said, Indiana. Suppose Indiana pulls the upset this week. Well, who are we to say they're not one of the top 3 teams out there? They're undefeated, and
Right.
And what about Boise State?
Well,
Boise State?
they've had a shit schedule. Oh, sorry.
I know.
Yeah, really.
I
They played.
shouldn't curse like that. I apologize for this being a family show.
That's
But
all right.
their schedules.
They played total. They played total trash this week. And guess what? That brings us up to the trash dump 3. I will start us off this week. The New York Giants. You are a trash dump wreck. I'm going to say the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're a trash dump wreck. And shame on the coach. I mean, shame on the owners of the Jets.
Yeah.
For firing their GM now. You done fired your damn GM. You done fired your coach. What the hell are you going to do next? You going to fire the 52 players around Mr. Rogers and bring a new neighborhood in?
No, Rodgers is going to get benched.
Rodgers is not going to get – Rodgers is getting everything he wants right now. Rodgers is telling the
He's calling
He's telling that's what he
He's
wants.
telling the
Rodgers
ownership.
is calling the
He's
shot.
telling the ownership what he wants, and they're doing it. Damn idiots. What they're doing the next 5 years, this team is going to be in the toilet. I'm not sure they're not the worst team out there now. I can't root for them at all. I lost total respect. Joe Douglas was doing what he was told. Saleh was doing what he was told. And now the new coach is only going to be a short-term solution.
course.
It's going to be whoever Mr. Rogers likes. Let's see.
Rodgers is going to leave.
So I'll say Giants, Jags, Jets, my 3 toilet bowls. Harris.
Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the Cowboy organization.
So you got the Cowboys. Who else?
All
All the same.
The 3
Individual.
idiots that run the
Individual
Cowboys
players.
organization.
Okay.
And look, you know me. I'm the biggest Cowboy fan out there. Until Jerry Jones hires a real GM, the Dallas Cowboys are going nowhere. Period.
Mike.
Oh, number 1, my Giants are horrible. But number 2 is the JERKS. Jerks. Aaron Rodgers is gone. You listen
Number
to
3?
WFAN radio, Aaron Rodgers is gone. He's leaving after this season. And the number 3 team and the number 3 trash dump, Jerryland, not the team, the stadium. After what happened on Monday night, after what happened last night, I saw them build this dump.
Ugh.
Good for you, Keith.
I can say it again, Jerryland.
I get to follow that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks. Jaguars, Cowboys, and
Say
just
it.
New York.
Thank you.
Doesn't matter what.
Can you imagine New York football over by
What's New
Thanksgiving?
York, Keith?
Huh?
What's
Which
New
New
York?
York?
That's a tie.
Both of them.
Take your pick.
I'll say the Jets.
All right.
Like
Tim.
Giants, I own the
Based
band.
on the absolute trash. Now, granted, their game was tied at 14 going into the 4th quarter. And Jameis did not throw a pick throughout the whole
Jameis!
game. But that defense gave up Sunday in the 4th quarter. So my Cleveland Browns are the number 1 trash dump.
Brownie.
Yes. Number 2 is the Dallas Cowboys. Boy, the ceiling falling is an absolute metaphor for that season.
Oh yeah.
Eyes falling. And the number 3 trash dump, just because they have after finishing the season strong, you come up with this pile of garbage, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Brian.
Well, if you go to I said last week, the Dallas Cowboys are a 1-star organization. And if you go to an AT&T field You better wear your hard hat.
There you go.
Apparently, there's a one-star operation there too. The Cowboys are tied up. All their money's tied up in 2 players, so it's going to be years before they get out of this hole. And they've never showed any understanding of what builds a championship team. You got to have some beef up front, people who don't get pushed around, and people who care. And they don't have any of that in Dallas. So Cowboys, Jacksonville, even in their own organization, and I'm hearing this week that they know they're the Titanic. So what's the point of firing the coach during the season? And then the other one, I would put the Giants there. They're doing the popular thing and they're bringing back Tommy Cutlass. Drew Lock's a better quarterback, better athlete. If they wanted to do the football thing, they would bring him back. Lock is getting screwed in this deal.
Remember, Jake Paul has more wins than
I do have an honorable mention. The Ravens 2-point call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Derrick Henry on the bench.
Yeah.
So that's the coach. The coach, you can be counting on some one
I know how
maybe
much you love
two
Harbaugh.
a game.
When
And
the
the team's
season
got the
ends,
most penalties of any team in the league.
when the season ends, do you think the Jaguars ought to consider trading Trevor Lawrence to see if they could get a couple draft picks, maybe?
They'll get a
I mean,
7th round pick.
he's at
for
the
him.
stage of his career where having him in there, I don't know if he's still going to be how good he's going to be by the time you could build around him, and maybe you could go younger and just stock up on more rookie talent.
Let me ask this question of you, Keith. Suppose the best you could get is 2 threes. Do you let him go?
2 threes.
Yeah.
I'd probably try to add at least another later round pick or something.
Okay. All right. Because I don't know if a team out there right now is going to give a 1 up for him.
I don't
think
expect.
so.
No. I don't even know. I don't
Seventh
even know if I would expect to get a 2. I just think he's been on the
Right.
field a few years.
But I was just saying
a couple threes,
I don't
a couple
think-
threes, and a couple lower round picks. If you could get
I
that
just-
put together,
I'll
like
say
this
this:
round.
being a Washington fan, let's say it was the best cornerback out there. I don't want to give up 2 threes for it. I wouldn't. And this guy's not near the best quarterback out there.
You'd
what do
give
you
up
think, Brian? 2
for 2
threes?
threes, you think?
Is that too much? You think 2 threes?
I don't know what's happened to Trevor Lawrence's career. I was a big fan of him, a couple of years ago. But no, he's not. Nobody would give up probably 2 threes for him.
I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think anybody would give up 1 3 for him. Actually,
Oh wow!
Don't think
Wow!
so.
A
Yeah.
7th
How about that?
round
Probably
pick.
What do you think?
fifth
2
or sixth
threes?
round
You think?
pick.
You think
I
any
don't
team
think,
in the
I don't think he'll even entertain the trade him at all.
Cleveland might do it.
No,
Maybe he'll go
no.
Tim was saying no before they even.
They make so many
before
good
that even-
decisions at the quarterback position. I'm
Tim
just
was saying no before the ball even falls down.
Yeah,
one way
they
or
gotta
the
pay.
other.
They gotta pay the Groper all this money. Why not?
Yeah,
No.
they can't afford. They can't afford it either. I'm with you. Cleveland can't afford that.
No.
They
Oh.
can't do anything.
I mean, Vegas.
Okay.
Would Vegas go for it? But I mean, if Vegas goes for it,
Right, they got
do you
Minshew.
get maybe a 3 and a 5 up? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's still
I'd say
high.
5th and 7th, not a 3 and a 5.
Fifth and a 7. Okay, how about that?
I think Vegas has to see who the coach is going to be first.
Yeah. I think Antonio Pierce is gone.
Yep.
Let's run through real quick. Then we got about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
NFC East. I think Washington's safe. Cowboys. Thumbs up or thumbs down whether they fire their coach. Thumbs up if they're not going to fire him. So we all think he's gone. Giants. I think he's gone. Eagles.
I
Sure.
think they're gonna give him one more
Right?
year.
One more year.
So Keith, you think the Giants will not fire their coach then?
no.
No.
They'll get rid of
Okay.
Danny Jones before they do
And
that.
then the Eagles, I think we all agree. Probably Sirianni probably keeps his job.
One more year.
Central.
As
Green
long as
Bay.
they don't fold like they did last year.
Yeah, Green Bay,
They're safe.
Minnesota,
I think they're safe. Yeah.
Detroit,
Of course. Yeah.
Chicago Bears with Eberflus. I think he's gone.
You said they give him another year.
And Harrison,
I think they do the
One more
same thing they did.
Another year with-
doing.
Harrison
One
Blake
more
said
year.
Eberflus stays. Okay, let's go down south. Saints, their brand new coach. Now it's kind of unfair for that because
Yeah.
they
No, he'll be gone.
all right. Falcons. I think he
That's a
stays.
tough
I think he's
one.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Tampa.
know.
Yeah, he's
Carolina.
Yeah, Tampa's they're safe. Yeah.
Carolina
Carolina.
coach.
You never know what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
owner's going to do. He's
They're
kind of
rebuilding. Who cares?
I think he'll get another year.
Yeah.
He'll get another. He'll
I
get
think he
his
should
third
be
year.
safe.
Let's go out west. San Francisco,
So,
They're all right.
Seattle,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
has
think
a
Arizona, and
He's fine.
Who's
What
the
about
Rams.
McVay?
Rams, he's
Oh,
fine.
the
They're
Rams.
gonna-
I think
Yeah.
they're all good.
But
Yeah.
you didn't
gonna
know if he's going to want to keep coaching. Every once in a while, he says, you know,
Who was that?
The Rams coach.
McVay.
Oh, okay. If he that's different if you decide to walk. Let's
It's
go to
Mayo.
AFC. Patriots
Mayo.
coach. I think Mayo's done
I
fabulous.
think he'll
Yeah,
stay.
that's your
he's
coach,
done
so that's-
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mayo's great.
Miami,
Oh,
McCormick.
He'll
McDonald.
stay another year.
EIO.
That all depends on if Tua makes the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is it McCormick or McDonald? Which is that?
EIO.
I thought it was Mike McCormick.
McDermott?
No.
McDaniel.
For Miami. Mike McDaniel. That's his name.
McDaniel.
Oh, I thought you went to the
Wait,
Buffalo. Line to the Bills.
EIO.
Oh yeah. Buffalo.
Wait, his
Buffalo,
whole career is all around Tua.
Buffalo. I think we're all safe
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
How
he's
about the
safe.
Jets?
So,
How about
Jets
the
got
Jets
an
now?
interim guy. He's
Jets-
gone.
well, to be fair, they're an interim
They're
coach.
in the
So.
interim.
Yeah,
They'll-
yeah,
that's-
coach, so-
we won't go that way. Pittsburgh with Mr.
Tom once.
Mr. Tomlin.
He's there for as long as he wants.
Hall of Famer.
Yes. Hall
I
of
don't
Famer,
think
yes.
he's got a safer seat in the NFL other than his. I think his
The
is safe.
Bengals coach, I think he's going to be coming.
Harbaugh and Baltimore.
Oh,
tell you what,
Baltimore.
though.
Finally
Harbaugh will
going.
stay.
Because I think they're expecting too much.
Yeah, I
Who,
think he should
Harbaugh? You think
go
Harbaugh's
myself.
I think Harbaugh. will stay.
Bengals.
I think he's gone.
He's gone.
He
I
might
think
be
he's out of here. Yeah. The Browns.
He's
The Browns.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gone.
Tim is saying it too. Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
Tomlin is the only coach in that division.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Texans.
Oh,
he's-
Like a year, he's
totally
safe.
safe. Totally safe.
Titans, I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
Jags.
He's definitely gone
Oh,
at
he's
the
definitely. Yeah, he's been gone.
And,
It's just they haven't told him yet.
The Colts. I don't
Yeah,
think
he'll
he's
stay.
I don't know.
I gotta wait till the end of the season.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll wait until the end of the
I
season.
think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay even if he goes 500 the rest of
Here's
the way.
another one. He's
Then
got to
we go
ride
out west.
with
The Raiders.
Pierce is
All
right.
right. All right.
The other
Get ready
ones
to
are fine. The
get
other
ready
three
to
are
flip-
fine.
flip them real quick. Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Broncos.
Broncos.
I think it's Broncos.
Yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
fine.
He saved himself.
And,
Charger.
who?
Chargers are fine.
Yeah.
Chargers are good.
Yeah. Chargers.
Harbaugh, the only thing is they promoted him to be like the president or
Well, CEO. Yeah. CEO.
He
Yeah.
might be hiring his brother as a special teams coordinator next year.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Could happen if he gets fired. I don't think he will get fired. Next Wednesday night, folks. We may not be on quite by 5:30, but we'll try. We'll still shoot for 5:30. It might be closer to 6. Tim says he doesn't have to be gone by 8 o'clock, so we may go a little later into the evening. And we're still going to try to do the Wednesday night because we'll have 3 picks. We know
Is there
for
a game on
Thursday.
Christmas night this year on
Yes.
a Wednesday?
Yes.
Well, that-
It's on Wednesday, so we'll work some things out.
Who's playing?
You get the Chiefs and the Texans, or is it the Ravens Texans? Ravens
Oh,
Texans.
what?
Was
the
that next
Thanksgiving
Wednesday
three?
night?
Yeah.
No,
The sleepy
Christmas.
game. The
Christmas.
sleepy game.
Yeah,
The Giants and
Christmas,
the
yeah.
Cowboys.
Christmas week, we'll try to do something else. Even if I have to do a solo and everybody's doing their thing with their families or whatever.
Was it just
Whoever-
one game?
Beyonce's going to be performing.
If you don't have anything going on with families, I'm gonna still do a show, and
Christmas Eve.
I'll be around.
something like that. And I probably won't be quite as late. We'll try to just catch everybody at a good time to be able to talk.
Steelers,
And the
Ravens.
folks that have family and friends coming over and stuff, maybe they can just email me their picks. How's that?
Yeah,
That's still
next week I'll get you my picks because I got to work Wednesday night.
Okay.
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you
You all have a
Christmas
great,
Eve.
great
I can
week.
probably get on it
From
later.
Michael. Michael, we're praying for you, my friend. We see you getting back going. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
For
That's right.
Tim,
We're back,
for Brian,
baby.
for Keith, for Harris. My name is Rob.
It's time for
Watch our
wrestling.
channel and look. Go to the bank. Pull every dime you got and go along with our picks this week. You will be a millionaire. Maybe not, but at least. All right. Y'all have a great, great week and God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
I
Yo. Bye, banana.